Today I will give you an overview on UGC NET examination, paper 2 management. I am Dr. S. Pushpalata, working as professor in Department of Management, Aloras PG College, Hyderabad. So before we go into paper 2, let us see what is our target. Before we apply for UGC NET examination or after applying for UGC NET examination, we have to fix our goal that we have to qualify for UGC NET examination. So here I have just given you a small analysis based on the earlier examinations, the cutoff in December 2018. If at all I look after, I have to qualify for JRF. If at all I am getting 62%, I have been qualified for JRF, and if at all I was being under 54%, I was being qualified for NET examination. In the same way, we are having for OBC, 58% was the cutoff for JRF and 49% was the cutoff for NET examination for assistant professor. SC, 55% for JRF and 47% was for NET. And if at all you are from ST scheduled tribe, the cutoff mark was 54% JRF and 46% NET. If at all I see the cutoff in the month of June 2019, that is after 6 months of this examination, I have seen a cutoff of 68% for unreserved candidates for JRF and 60% for NET examination. In the same way, OBC 63% and 53%. So here see almost 5% the cutoff has been increased. So if at all you are aiming for NET examination in June 2020, you imagine according to the proportionate change here that has happened from the month of December 2018 to June 2019, almost you have to get on an average 70% to go with your JRF and minimum 65% to go on with your NET examination. So your target should be nearly 65%, not 50% as the qualifying criteria which was earlier. You have to aim at 65% for the eligibility of the assistant professor and 70% for the eligibility of JRF. So you imagine what the tough competition it is in the market. You have to really work out vigorously and make a appropriate study plan, and then only you can you can reach your targets, that is 65% of marks. So out of 300 you have to get nearly 185 marks. If at all I have to get 65% of marks, I have to get approximately 185 to 195 marks. So in the paper 1 as well as paper 2. Paper 1 is of 100 marks and paper 2 is of 200 marks. So suppose you are aiming in paper 1 65 marks, and so out of 100 you got 65 to 70 marks. And in paper 2 out of 200 you have to get nearly approximately 130 marks. Then only you can aim at you can get qualified. So out of 200 you have to get 130 marks in paper 2, and out of 100 you have to get nearly 65 to 70 marks in paper 1. So you now decide what will be your preparation strategies according to the earlier video that I have already shared with you on preparation strategies. You try to match out that what is your goal and what is the preparation level that you have made and whatever are your strengths, and try to redesign your preparation plan. So let us go on with the overview of the paper or the subjects that have been asked in the examination. Let us go with the June 2019 paper on management and December 2019 paper on management. So here both the papers were conducted in the same year, and now June 2020 is yet to come. So here we are having different subjects in the management. Let us see what subjects you are having in paper 2. Managerial economics, managerial accounting, financial management, strategic management, and then operations management, entrepreneurship, HRM, IB, that is International Business and Labor Welfare, Organizational Behavior. So we are having different subjects, and this is a pie diagram which is showing how many questions were being asked in which subject. So if at all we see, almost we are having 10 units, and out of this 10 units we can expect 10 questions from each unit, because we are having 100 questions. 100 questions, if at all we calculate 10 questions from each unit, 10 into 10 will be 100 questions. So but see here, managerial accounting, only 5 questions were asked. Managerial economics, 7 questions were asked. Financial management, 13 questions were asked from financial management. Strategic management and management information system, nearly 10 questions were asked. International business and labor welfare, 14 questions were asked. Organizational behavior, only 7 were asked. Marketing management, 13. So it is not compulsion that it have to be compulsory 10 questions from each and every unit. The question pattern and the number of questions that are being asked from each subject could vary from paper to paper. So whenever we are trying to solve the previous papers, you have to try to identify that what subjects are becoming more and more focused. Now, this type of analysis you have to do. This is a small analysis that I have done, but still you have to also vigorously do an analysis that what type of questions are being more focused. That's the reason I am telling you, try to solve previous papers. Try to come out with frequently asked questions so that we can understand which topics are in more emphasis, more focus. So let us go with December 2019 paper. Almost managerial accounting, 5 questions, the number of questions were increased to 8. Managerial economics, which is very important subject in our MBA, and you can see only 5 sub questions were being asked in managerial economics. Coming to marketing management, 13 were asked earlier, and here you see 18 questions were there. So whoever have been into marketing specialization, there was a very good benefit for them, because out of 18, nearly 15 questions they can easily answer, as from they are from marketing specialization. Coming to financial management, there were 17 questions. 17 questions, it's a very a large number of questions which can make a very significant difference in your marks, in your percentage. So no, finance, generally what happens, financial management, the people whoever are specialized in marketing and HR, they will not focus on financial management, and if at all you don't focus on financial management, you have lost nearly 17 questions, and out of these 17 questions, definitely you can apply, you can answer only 5 to 6 questions, right? 10 questions you are unable to attempt, so that is a big loss. So here my idea of sharing you this is, don't leave any of the subject. All the subjects are more important, and we cannot expect how many questions can come in each subject. We have to go with our own preparation. We have to be very strong in our preparation in all the subjects, and I try to identify what are the focused areas so that you can prepare them well. Don't try to be very selective, thinking that okay, last year we got so many questions on financial management, so this June we will get definitely questions on OB, because the question paper pattern goes on changing. So this is again very important that you have to identify the all the subjects and give equal importance to all the subjects, because sometimes if questions from entrepreneurship are been 15 questions are been asked in entrepreneurship, and you have not read entrepreneurship because it is a very small unit, or because it is not important, you imagine how much loss you will be able to in your examination, right? So it is very important that focus on all the subjects, as we don't know how many questions are expected from each and every subject. And another thing I just want to share out is, this time they are been also asking reading comprehension types in the examination. So RC type questions also you have to focus more. because RC is what? Reading comprehension. Reading comprehension. Out of the reading comprehension, after reading it, you have to answer the questions that are being specified. So these questions may be on the application part of that particular reading comprehension, or sometimes the problematic part will be given in financial management, or application part may be given in marketing management or organizational behavior or human resource management. So try to focus on, whenever you are preparing, follow the books where RC type questions are also there, and have an idea on what are the reading comprehension type questions that you can expect. So what are the critical success factors that you can score above 70% in the NET examination? As I told, it is very important how much you have to aim for. What will be your target for assistant professor? Nearly 65%. And if at all you are going for JRF, you have to target at 70%. So whenever your targets are very high, you have to put your efforts also to a very great extent. So what is my first step? What will be my first CSF? Follow keywords of syllabus. So all the syllabus, follow the type of keywords that are being specified in the syllabus and prepare well. Don't be selective. Don't try to leave out any of the subject. Understand strengths, weaknesses and plan. As I told, whatever your strengths are, whatever your weaknesses are, you try to identify. Master basic concepts first. Suppose I am talking about target, or I am talking about segmentation, I am talking about STP, I am talking about differentiation, I am talking about the critical success factors, I am talking about key result areas, I am talking about performance areas, performance management. Every topic I have to be very clear that what that particular topic is being regarded to. Right, so master your basic concepts first in all the subjects. Try to master yourself in all the topics. Practice to identify the best option. Here, practice to identify the best option is because of the competition that is been increased in the NET examination. We are seeing that nowadays they are asking the questions almost the answers are very similar to, and we have to identify the right answer or the exact or appropriate answer. So this identification comes on with practice. So try to practice to identify the best option. That comes with practicing more and more previous questions or practicing more and more mock tests with a very free mind or with a very no free time. You have to concentrate on, not in a rush or heavy hectic schedules. So you have to practice the previous question papers. Time management. Manage your time according to the study plan and lesson plan that you have made. Essentials of coming to the topics that are being specified in your examination. I have not given all the topics. I have just chosen here some topics which are of more importance for your UGC NET examination. I am not here selective because of constraint in time, or I cannot present you everything here. I have given only the core topics that have been identified in paper 2. So essentials of management. Coming to essentials of management. Right here, focus on more theories and approaches. There are different theories. Classical theories are there, neoclassical theories are there, modern theories are there. Systematic approach is there, contingency approach is there, modern approaches are there. So here, try to come out with more theories, the theories that are been prescribed by whom, what is their profile, what is their history, everything you have to prepare. Function. So that is what you have to master your concepts. I am not talking here no topic wise. I am just giving you an idea that these topics are known as keywords, and you have to have basics on. You have to have idea on basics of all these keywords. Suppose decision making is there. So we have to have an idea what is irrational decision making, what is rationality of decision making, what are the steps in decision making, what are the different techniques, what is brainstorming, what is MBO, what is forecasting techniques, what is decision tree approach. So if at all I am mastering myself in the basic concepts and questions are being asked in decision making, it is very easy for me to guess or to understand the question and to have a wild guess sometimes when I don't know the answer. So you have to master yourself in all the topics. Economics, especially economics, we are having here two segments. One is microeconomics and another is macroeconomics. So from the microeconomics you are having the three units: managerial economics, demand analysis, market structure. So here you feel that only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 topics are there from microeconomics, but you coming to managerial economics, concept itself is a very heavy no lengthy topic. Concept, what is the nature of managerial economics, what are the characteristics of manager, how the decision making has been done in managerial economics, what is the scope of ME, what is the importance of ME, um, no what is managerial economics, what is microeconomics, what are the characteristics of managerial economics. A small concept, so many topics are been hidden into. So prepare accordingly. Don't go with only concept. Try to identify the sub areas in these concepts or keywords and then try to prepare. Utility analysis. We are having different types of utility analysis. No, ordinal utility analysis. Indifference curves are there. Elasticity, price elasticity, income elasticity, cross elasticity, advertising elasticity. Right, again in price elasticity, unitary elasticity, we are having five types of price elasticity, three types of income elasticity, two types of cross elasticity, advertising elasticity. So you imagine the subject preparation that you have to go, or the information that you have to gather on each and every topic, and the notes you have to make on each and every topic is very, very, very difficult task. So try to follow some textbooks or try to follow some materials, or try to follow your own notes and try to design your own notes for understanding these concepts. Coming to macroeconomics, we are having national income. So in the national income, we are having again different types of measuring the national income. From this, definitely you can get one question. Inflation, we are getting one question on inflation. On market structures, in market structures, we are having perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition. Right, we are having different types of markets, we are having different types of price determination. So here it is very difficult, and definitely you can expect two questions from market structure, one question from demand analysis, and one question from concept, and one question from inflation. Generally, the trend is been like that. So every topic is more important in ME. Coming to values and ethics, definitely the questions have been asked in ethical concerns and CSR. CSR theories, CSR approaches, what are the standards of CSR, or what the CSR Act is telling, what is corporate governance, what are the new rules that have been defined for corporate governments, what are the committees that are been following in corporate governance, what is value based organization. So these type of questions can come in value and ethics. So hardly you can see nearly 3 to 4 questions come from this subject. So this is a combination of ME. So ME and value and ethics. So here questions from both can come. Coming to organizational behavior, we can expect more and more questions in the organizational behavior, but unfortunately, in the last paper, we had only 5 questions. So, in the organizational behavior, significant, we are having theories. Again, we are having personality is a very individual topic, perception is individual topic. Again, in perception, we are having types of perception, perception bias, types of errors, barriers of perception, everything is there. Values, attitudes, types of learning, motivation, motivational theories. So each and every topic is more important, and we cannot ignore any topic in this subject. So team building, group dynamics, types of groups, group norms, group conflicts, role conflicts, types of teams, right? Interpersonal behavior, transaction analysis, ego, different types of states, id, ego, super ego, how to balance, I am okay, you are okay, everything comes on in transactional analysis. Culture, different types of culture, characteristics of culture, organizational climate, then workforce diversity, emotions and stress management, that is from HR, organizational justice and whistleblowing. Last time whistleblowing question was asked in HR. Right, so here each and every topic is vast and each and every topic is independent of each other. So we have to have an idea because OB management are mostly related to and HR is related to. So once we have been expertise in these subjects, we can answer more and more questions. Human resource management, as I told, it is almost like your MBA syllabus, more than your MBA syllabus. Now they have also included strategic role of human resource management, competency mapping, what is balance scorecard, career planning and development. Earlier, these were not been there in the topics, but now they have also added the SHRM concepts also. Right, so it is also a very tough subject. Performance management, appraisal, performance management techniques, each and everything you have to come across. Talent management, employee engagement practices, industrial relations, dispute and grievance. See, out of this you can you got only 18 questions, that is from each topic, each question, or sometimes whatever you have prepared, maybe that topic may not be asked, but you have to prepare each and every topic. Financial management, most of the times the questions come from financial management, and they are all from the basics, they don't go into details in financial management. So I suggest that whenever you are preparing for financial management, don't go into detail here. Basics are more basics, clearing the basics is important, and understanding the basics is very important. Financial management, accounting gets accounting is in FM, and cost accounting, cost sheet, marginal costing, CVP analysis, standard costing, these are all costing concepts. Then we are having capital structures, theories, cost of capital, sources, mergers and acquisitions. In portfolio management, we have to be familiar with CAPM, capital asset pricing model, derivatives, options, payoffs, option pricing. Earlier there was no part of portfolio and derivative, but now they have included in the syllabus mergers and acquisitions, portfolio management, derivatives, and international financial management. So these were the added topics now, which have been since 3 to 4 years. We have seen these added topics in financial management. So it is also important that you have to go on with these topics. So this is an overview of the syllabus that has been covered in management paper 2. Thank you. If at all you like my video, try to press the button like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.